Listen up. Here comes the energy lockdowns. Fuel stations run out of diesel across Australia. Waiting for days, India feels impact of gas supply chain disruption. Vietnam braces for flight cuts from April after China and Thailand ban jet fuel exports. Iran war ignites African race to keep gas pumps flowing. And another article that we all need to be paying attention to, what soaring diesel costs amid war with Iran mean for meat, vegetable, and fruit prices. So why is there an energy lockdown coming? The IEA now wants alternating license plate restrictions, which means you will not be allowed to be on the roads on certain days. They're also talking about reducing all road speed limits everywhere so that traveling by road is increasingly suffocating and slow. Let's go over the 10 recommended measures. Number 1, work from home. That sounds familiar. Number 2, reduce highway speed limits. Number 3, shift to public transport. Number 4, increasing carpooling. Number 5, adopt more efficient driving practices. Number 6, car-free Sundays or alternating license plate restrictions. Number 7, improve fleet efficiency. Number 8, avoid non-essential air travel. Number 9, switch to electric or modern cooking solutions. Number 10, leverage flexibility in petrochemical feedstocks. Welcome to the Great Reset. And yes, this was all planned. And I'm telling you, every world leader, every one of them is playing their part for this to happen. Listen up. Here comes
the beauty of planning. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. I say please. Peace. Shalom. As you can clearly see with this little vintage, this woman's information is very valid because of the simple fact is, why is it the world leaders are not more involved with this potential energy crisis that's being presented to the world? Now, we all know for a fact that the current president is a lunatic. He's out of his mind. He's a sort of individual that shouldn't be in no sort of position to be where he is in, but yet he's still encouraged to be there. And the people that surrounds him, the people that kisses his ass, they're not gonna do nothing about it. And you hear the people murmuring. That's all these Americans do. They just murmur. All right, and that's all they do. They ain't gonna do nothing. Like this, what they said. Let me get that real quick. It's not a scripture. It's something that brother I put up. I think I used it in another show. I can't remember. Yeah, too old for this stuff. But it was a post that a brother put. Hold on for a second. Yeah, from the brother Ash from GMS Tampa. I can excuse pedophiles, but I draw the line at high gas prices, showing that this whole movement, this whole self-righteousness that we all been presented of how America will come to save the poor, the needy, and all this other crap. It's just that. It's just full of shit. It's just a facade. And these people don't give a rat's ass about anything or anyone. And what proves it with the whole Epstein, that list, not a single fucking arrest. But that's as we digress. As we, talk about the main thing, the scriptures, all these mother effers are in bed. That's why the scripture says, I didn't even have this in mind, but hey, spirit. This is why the scripture says this. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? All right? Why they enraging? Why they imagine this vain thing? And part of this vain thing is complete lockdown. These are people really thinking in their mind that they have the rights to do whatever, however they want. And all they're doing is bringing they sowing this chaos around the world. All right, deliberately. Matter of fact, I'm in it. Psalms 68 and 16. Why leap ye high hills? This hill which the Most High desired to dwell in, yeah, the Lord will dwell in it forever. So the hills is these other nations. Why are you trying to leap and jump out of your status? I dare you. You're nothing but serfs. All right. And it's really talking about the leaderships of these nations. They know exactly what they're doing. This is why they're allowing this behavior to take place. Because they know exactly what they're doing. And since they know what they're doing, they're not stopping the madman from doing what he got to do. This is all part of the masterful plan of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Micah 2 and 1. And he works in the minds of the people. Woe to them that devises iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When their morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand. And every access that they have, they do what with that? They change the dynamics. So now the energy crisis is coming. Nebraska wildfire. There was something else that happened somewhere else, and now the ultimatum was given to Iran. They had 48 hours, which was Saturday. So Monday evening, which I'll put this up on Monday morning. They have that until that night to come to the decision of what to open the Straits of Hormuz. So they have to, if they don't open the Straits of Hormuz, they're going to attack the power plant. And that's what? Attacking the energy crisis, which was supposed to be what? The energy crisis that they're causing, that they're deliberately causing. You know? That's the funny thing about it all. They're deliberately causing the shit. And people can't grasp it because they had this plan in their mind going for ages. Now, brothers was on a chat talking about how the electric bills is going up in NYC. Now, a lot of these small town places, they also are being built out the ass, and it's not for because you're using too much energy. It's because the centers. I always get this tongue twister for me. Is overused by AI. So you got energy crisis. AI is using all sorts of energy. So that means less energy for the average person. And according to their plan, that everybody that has anything, well, guess what? All the stuff that you have is given to there was you was given too much the whole time. All right, you was living too good. So now they want to take your normal life and then make you a serf. You don't deserve this. You know, you don't deserve. We was discussing this when we was heading back from camp. You know, if you go to the Caribbean islands, the only place I can think of is Haiti because been there. There's constant blackouts. So with this constant blackouts that is in Haiti, you know, you get used to it. But the average American, if there's a blackout, they're gonna be robbing, looting. Okay, they're gonna be doing what they think is necessary. They're gonna want that previous life that they had. This is why temptation is gonna be so heavy in that time, in that moment. All right. temptation is going to be high because people is going to desire. They're going to have the desire to have it how they once had it before, where you could go in the middle, get up in the middle of the night, go to a store. You had the urge for ice cream, and you got the ice cream that you desired. They're gonna want to do that. Okay, but these elites, these small hat wearing motherfuckers, these elites want to take all your the privileges that you had, right, and take it away from you. So by taking away your privileges, is gonna do what to the average person? They're gonna desire normalcy, and the people are not gonna receive that normalcy. And it says, and they covet fields, which is that land grab. They when you covet something, that means somebody else has it. In the field, what is Matthew the 13th chapter, I believe. I haven't read that. I read it the other day, but let me get that real quick just to back up my thing. Spirit 13 and oh yeah, okay. I gotta get the breakdown. So good in the seed, right? I don't know. I feel like it's 39. It is 39. I'm bugging. It says the enemy that sown them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. No. There it is. 38. It says the field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom, which are Israelites. But the tares are the children of the wicked, which are Edomites. They may resemble as Israelites, but there are a lot of Israelites are, a lot of people that, how does an Israelite looks? We're talking about like a Negro, Latino, Native American. Okay, it's all about your father's bloodline. But the point of the matter is the field is the world. So when it says right here, they covet fields, they covet land resources, and these lands and resources that's coveted, when people are even dwelling in that land, what are they doing? They're removing those people from that land. And this is how they're discovering a lot of um, resources that they desire. I believe, see, I should have done this. I'm just going to go, some things are like goes in my head. But something I saw that Iran, they're not attacking Iran just to attack Iran. They found more resources in Iran, more than their heart can desire. So by wanting these resources, they're going to do whatever it takes, however it takes, to get these resources. Okay. Now, if you're in those lands, they're going to somehow, some way, they're going to get rid of you. That's the devil for you. Like the scripture says, he have more than his heart can desire. It says they take it by violence. And right now, there's a land grab. All right. Why you think Trump talking about Cuba? He went, oh, Cuba. It's going to be an honor for me to take Cuba. Why? All of a sudden, Cuba got something that they want, right? Colombia. Colombia got something that they want. Ecuador. Any place that you could think of, they finding out there's more resources. And the people that's on the land, no matter what it is, whoever you are, they're gonna you're gonna be taken. So for the normal average mofos out here, you're gonna get got. Okay, you're gonna get got. you're going to fall in the realms of this world. You're going to be concerned about all these bills and all this other stuff. And this is why a lot of people's going to get tempted. They're going to want that. They're going to desire for that old thing. But these people are not playing by the same rules anymore. So they purposely causing all these wars, knowing that resources is going to be lack of. This is, it may seem like it was not well plotted out, but it's well plotted out. All right. A lot of things Esau learned, he learned on accident. Okay, the Lord is guiding them to do what they're doing. It says, in their houses they take them away, and so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, and that's what they're trying to do. That's why the Iranians are they're not playing no fucking games. Like hell no, you're not gonna come and take over our land, all right? Take our girls and make them only doing OnlyFans, a whole bunch of pedos, selling, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that we're accustomed to in America, these other nations are not stupid. They will never desire that ish that they're saying. They will never desire that. Because going by the history, every time this man gets into land, he changes the dynamics completely. He makes it worse off because he is what? He's a devil. All right? He's a devil that the Bible speaks of. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is showing your nakedness to the whole entire world. He is showing, he's letting it be known. And the world's seeing it. So now, when they do this energy crisis, what they're planning, what is going to lead people to? That's going to lead you to be oppressed, even worse off than you ever been in your entire life. Because you're going to still be clinging on to, oh, we had this, we had that, and you're not going to be able to have it any longer. That's the catch-22. All right? And got to correct this guy every time. Try not to think about people. But 2 Ezra 15 and 16. Well, I can start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, meaning death and destruction. All right? To land back on Matthews 24 and 8 tells you, give you a list of things and said this is the beginning of sorrows. So all this was and is the beginning of sorrows. Okay? And this current world that we are in is just going to get worse and worse and worse. As it getting worse and worse, guess what? The end is more closer than we can ever imagine. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So death and destruction. What's someone looking for? Civil wars in general. Everything that you could think of is heading. It's coming to a breaking point, and the world can feel it. You can feel that this disconnect. You can feel the tension in the air, and the tension of the air is brewing. All right. Oh, Trump is sending ICE agents to the airports to help TSA. So he's getting his ass beat outside of America, and he's going to make America very uncomfortable. I was thinking about this earlier with the spirit, because you got clowns like Nathaniel talking about, which I'm going to read it, and he broke that down completely wrong. Okay, because his spirit ain't right, and that is a major leak. All right, that's going on with this guy. But everything, just because there's war outside doesn't mean there's going to be not war in within. And it's going to be the worst thing because all the comfortability that you had is going to be taken away. Every last drop. All right. Hey, if you know somebody that's in the projects, I can speak for New York. But if you know somebody in the projects, they go to sleep with the TV on. You know, some people go to sleep with lights on for whatever reason because it's good. You know, it's all good. They paid nothing for the electric bill. Some places they just leave the water running all day. Well, guess what? All that shit is gonna be taken away from you. All the just the normal thing is gonna be taken away from you. And this is what's gonna cause people to lose it. It says, "And one people shall stand up to fight against another." Because who's gonna have all the resources? Reality. Who's gonna have all the resources that's needed? Who's gonna be able to compensate everything that is needed? The people that have. The people that have is going to be the biggest targets, all right? And they're going to try to defend themselves as much as they can. That's the reality. So one people is going to stand up against another. And the rich don't see the poor as equal. Actually the people that's rich, they actually look at the poor and basically saying, no, y'all don't deserve to have this. So that in itself is class wars. That in itself is going to really bring a division within. Okay? And it says, fight against one another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is the gun. The modern day sword is the gun. So people that got guns, a whole bunch of guns, and heavy machinery, they're all going to arm themselves to fight against the powers that be, the people that have. Okay? Because right now, the greatest fear right now is the have-nots usurping the people that have. And there's a huge gap right now. So for there should be sedition among men. It's not talking about like this guy was talking about Saudi Arabia. The people of Saudi Arabia is going to fight against um, princes, and no, this is talking about right here in the shores of America. When your fucking light, your gas, your rent, and your job is paying you shit, and you're getting less product, and the demand is still here. You know what? The one thing you have to learn about with the pandemic, that shit didn't stop. The bills didn't stop. All right, this man didn't stop. He didn't give people on oh, you don't have to pay it back. This wasn't a loan. This wasn't a grant. You may have made a deal with them, but they still wanted their money back. This plan plays dirty, yo. Okay, so these people are literally gonna say, you know what? Enough is enough with these people that's in position of power. Okay, look at Trump. Trump, all his friends, they're billionaires, yo. Fucking billionaires. And he's making it easy for them. And everything that he cut, he used Deutsch. He used a millionaire that he helped become a billionaire. He used Deutsch to look into the spending, and what ended up happening. Not a dime for the people. Like how he promised. Oh yeah, we're gonna give $5,000 check to every single U.S. citizen. Not even a fucking dime. But yet, you want to stand up and fight for this shit? They don't want to give a damn about you. So they're gonna lock your ass, everybody down. You guys can't drive. You can't. They try their best. That's why they put in more electronic cars, cars that's driven by electricity. out there so they can have the privileges to stop you. Okay? So there's going to come to a point where people are going to say, you know what? The powers that be has caused these problems and they're going to take up arms against them. All right? And it says, in invading one another. So they're going to go within those that have. It says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, because the people that's in power position stand and sit in the position of kings and priests. I mean, princes. All right? From your governors, from your mayors, okay? They all in that position. So they're not regard anything, especially with this deranged fool. They're not gonna regard anything. They're not gonna look at the people as anything but commodity. And the people is gonna look at them as the people that cause their problems. All right. And then so when you think about all your pain and suffering, a real logical person like, yo, check out all these presidents, not just Trump, all these presidents, they were fucking horrible. The leadership was never meant to be for the people. It was meant to be just to protect the elites. All right. Then you're gonna realize all the shit that you've been taught was a lie, and that's when the reality starts sinking in. And everybody's gonna disregard anything that they say because it's not important. How you give an ultimatum to people that you attack? Like, look, y'all gonna do it as I say, or else I'm gonna do this and that, and you just supposed to accept that shit. It's fucking amazing. All right, it's fucking amazing. It says, in the course of their action shall stand in their power. So they're gonna come and tell the world. Sorry, not tell the world. Everybody's gonna come up with their own individual thought of what I'm fighting for this reason, fighting for that. People are gonna be fighting for their family. People are gonna fight for their block. People are gonna fight for themselves. All right, this is gonna be they're not fighting for this nation no longer. They're not gonna fight for this. They're empowering AI, artificial intelligent data center. All right, with all your information, mimicking you, using your voice, and you as an individual, you're not even thought of. They're not even consider feeding you. The Nebraska fire, all this, Bill Gates buying a whole bunch of land throughout all of America, that was all done not only to piss the people off, to starve you out, to destroy you. And then when that time comes, you're not gonna care less what the hell they say. There's nothing else to be said. Nothing else to be said. It says, and a man should desire to go into a city should not be able. Martial law and 15-minute cities. All right, first the martial law. All right, lockdowns, and there's gonna be a new lockdown. And within this new lockdown, they have everything under the heavens to ensure that you, the average person, remain in home while they enjoy the fruits of everything. While you fighting for a can of beans and try not to eat your children, well, they just probably just eating your children anyway. You seen the purge, you seen everything. This is how they see people. All right? Those small hat wearing motherfuckers are responsible for everything. So they're going to lock shit down. It says, for because of the pride of the cities, it shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why should he? We live in a selfish society. All right. Self-preservation, especially in America. All right. Oh, if you thought I was just talking about when I said we live in a selfish society, it's talking about America. America is just part of the problem. The whole West, what Esau teaches, what Esau teaches you throughout all his rulership is capitalism, communism, all these isms, but mainly on the West, to be selfish, to be self-centered, especially here in America. All right. So if your child is crying, I remember one dude told me, "So, man, I'll go crazy if my child's crying." I mean, damn. So a child can't cry. You know what I'm saying? So your job is just to ensure that child's not crying. Maybe the child's crying because it's hurt. Something is hurting inside. So people got to die for that. So when people can't feed their children, what do you think they're gonna do? Right? They're not gonna be concerned about the community. They're not gonna be concerned about other people's children. They're gonna be only concerned about they got themselves. That's what the scripture says. Because of the love of for the for the iniquity shall be upbound. For the love of many shall wax cold. All right, and it is waxing cold. It's cold out here, and it doesn't mean cold like physically cold. It's talking about the love is cold. These people are nothing but psychopaths. They're narcissistic. All they care about is their own selves. We live in a this is a perfect. That's why the scripture said. Oh, since I'm here, since I said that, Second Ezra 8:50. It says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." And that's that's America. That's everything about this society. Pride, pride of for no fucking reason. No one, and then everybody's saying the same goddamn thing. All right, living my best life, or you only live once, and this is the results that you come up to. So people are not gonna have no pity towards one another in that moment, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. See, and a lot of people live in those houses where um they're big. You admire this person and that. Now you're gonna go into that neighbor's house and take everything they got because you don't have. And some people just gonna take people's stuff to just take it. It says, but that shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, meaning taking their shit, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, which is brought to you by the elites. When that woman made that statement, she was absolutely right. All right, they have set up a perfect scenario to take away everybody's rights, all your energy that you people love so dearly. That's what these people they have done. And then when you slaughter um, one another, then they come with the other results. Oh, we gotta make sure they're gonna come with the other. We're gonna make sure this never happens again. But you causing the energy crisis, you causing the starvation, and so forth. All right, there's gonna be the greatest revolution in history, mankind history, because the people that's in power have really did a number to this world. So that being said, shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Maintain your faith. Watch what you see what the enemy is doing. Everything's coming to fruition. Everything. Everything that we spoke of is right here in our face. And like the scripture says, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. All right. There's so many things that can happen because of this war, and we just in the beginning stage of the war. So many things that can happen. And when all these things that's happening right now is going to lead to like a plethora of misery that we've never seen in our entire life. That's why the scripture says what? Daniel shall stand up. No, sorry, not Daniel. I mean, it's Daniel, the book of Daniel, but Michael shall stand up because the things that's happening, the way it's happening is unforeseeable. Nothing in history has ever mimicked, have ever people ever seen it. All right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to bring total judgment to this world and those that people that involved in it. That being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.